So I have seen Supergirl. Is the gun firing? Has a jam? Let's talk about it, because to me, it's super fine. It's super okay. I do think this is a bit of a misstep post the first Superman, which I loved, and I'm still hyped for Man of Tomorrow. But this does feel like a phase 1 project from the other superhero company. And, I'm seeing on the internet this thing get weirdly slandered. That Variety article was really gross and weird. And this is far from the worst thing ever. But it does have problems, but it also has some good things. And I'd like to talk about all of them in this video. Starting off, let's talk about the good. Millie Alcock nails the assignment. She's fantastic as Kara Zor-El. I think you couldn't have gotten better. She really does nail this grief-riddled, emotionally distant, raw and real character who doesn't know how to process her emotions of losing her people, so she drinks her problems away. It's really good, her performance. I loved it. She's nothing like Clark's overwhelming optimism, and the film will try to hammer that home a little too much, but it's fine. And I like that juxtaposition. It works. She is the reason this film works. Her character journey, I love seeing the flashback stuff of Argo City and the fall of Krypton. There is a specific emotional scene between her and her father Zor-El that genuinely kind of got me nearly choking up. Speaking of Clark, he's in this quite a bit. And every time David Cornswell's on the screen as this character, you're reminded of how great he is. And honestly, when he's there, I'm like, yo, can you stay a little bit longer, bro? Can you stay a little bit longer, bro? Millie is to a T just how you'd imagine her in the book. She is far from the problem. I can't wait to see more of her in Man of Tomorrow. But beyond Millie is where I don't know how to feel. Because we'll just get into it. They do take some creative liberties with the book, which I'm all for it. If you're going to adapt something, make stuff different. That's the whole point. Ruthie's inclusion, she feels a bit limited compared to the fact that she narrates this book. The story itself feels kind of like a diluted version of this as far as the complexity with the whole revenge stuff. It kind of feels like the Woman of Tomorrow story became so repurposed, so repackaged in the editing room, that they made this film kind of redundant to other superhero projects. There's specific beats, especially with that ending, that I don't know if I agree with. They changed to a point where it's like, oh, we have to hammer home that she's so different from Clark that she does something that I just don't know if I fully dig. I don't even know how to talk Creme of the Yellow Hills because they made him into this strong murder big bad who, your eyes are so pretty when they cry. He sounds like he's in an Yves Saint Laurent commercial. The best way to describe him is he's like Malekith in Thor the Dark World, or Ronan in Guardians 1, or even Jan Rog in Captain Marvel. Visually, it starts off well, but kind of devolves into this final act on this gray sludge Thor the Dark World meets Prometheus planet. And it's such a shame because you look at the comic, right? And every image in here is one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen. So colorful, so vibrant, so lively. And it's just so drastically not that. That third act respectfully has some harsh CGI shots where you're like, oh, I can see the blue green screen thing. And a lot of the fight scenes are pretty cool. I love when Kara uses her laser eyes, uses her powers when she speed blitzes someone. But sometimes the visuals just rub me the wrong way a little bit. It kind of has the aesthetic of Guardians 3 meets a random Star Wars project. And if you're adapting anything else, whatever. But if you're adapting Woman of Tomorrow, I just would love more color. Almost forgot about Lobo. They put him in this. He's not in the book. He's cool. Jason Momoa obviously was meant to play this character. Duh. But he's really here for hype moments and aura and a little bit of world building. But that's not going over my head. I'm too fast. I caught it. I really don't want to be harsh because this is just fine. If you haven't read the book too and you're not pointing out the discrepancies between that, you'll have an even better time, I think. But in an age where the internet doesn't like just fine, and there's been so many superhero projects, when you're just making something that is kind of just, it's there, people are going to hate. People want the greatest of all time. And I don't blame them. You should have standards. It's just I feel like this film's going to get wrongfully slandered in weird ways that I'm not going to really co-sign. Overall, I had a decent time. Crypto made me happy, made me smile. I'm thinking a 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd, but that might change. I might even like it when I see it again. But, these are just my first initial thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below.